when I was about 4 or 5 years old, a kid walked up to me, and I was out the front in the yard. We hadn't even started school. And he lived up the road, and we became instant friends to this day. His name was Mark Edwards, or is Mark Edwards. And we became good friends. And his father was Dave, aka Spike Edwards, a well-known musician. And so with my music happening there, I got to hang out at his place. And they took me under their wing, and Dave sort of like mentored me. And him being a professional musician, when I mean professional, that was his day job. And he worked for GTV9, Channel 7, he'd be on the Don Lane show playing drums, or Ray Martin show playing bass. And he's, worked with some big people, and he was in the Smacker Fitzgibbons band. They had that big hit with those chewing gum leaves that splayed on the bedpost overnight. And all that type of stuff. So that was where I grew up. That was my grounding. First band I ever played in was our band, called Metro Blues Band. And that was in the 70s in Melbourne. That was me, Mark Edwards and Dave Martin. And even Angus Birchall played drums for a little while there. He ended up being Johnny Farnham's drummer for many, many years too. That's going back a long way. That's the scene I grew up in, you know what I mean? And so we played on the footpath. We did a lot of busking. We went to Melbourne, would busk in there. We played a few gigs, and then we were doing gigs all illegally and underage, but that's what it was. But the Metro Blues Band was our training ground, and it was our learning ground. And we ended up touring with that band. We toured all throughout regional Victoria and up into southern New South Wales, and we had a great time. But with that, I then met a guy called Brian Cavalier, and he was one of the members of the Zodiacs. And so he just said, you need to come on the road with me. And then that was a big learning curve. From that, then I put a few of my own bands together, and I did the club scene. Everyone does the club scene. I did all that, and then I put a band together called the Scary Cats, and that was originally a piano boogie-woogie, early rock and roll type band, and that kicked ass. That morphed into a guitar band again, because I was always bouncing back and forth between guitar and piano. And then I started working with someone called Jim Finn, and he had a band called the Flaming Beauty, so I toured with him, and I started touring with the LA Cruisers while at the same time doing my thing, and we just played and toured and played. I mean, I've got guitars that have gone through 4 cars, 3 clutches, and 12 sets of brakes, and the guitars are still hanging together, you know what I mean? Like, we literally would put hundreds of thousands of Ks on a car. We'd sell them and have to get another one, you know? That was the old days when there was money in it, you know?
Whenever you're ready.
You're to come tomorrow, missed upon the track. Go catch me a freight train, Lord, I ain't coming back. 'Cause I'm leaving you, baby. Gonna leave the town. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. Go tell your mama, go tell your pa, go tell them kinfolk, go tell them near and far that I'm leaving you, baby. I'm gonna hobo out of town. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. Well, you forced me from your home, you sent me out to roam, and now I'm riding boxcars trying to find a place my own. Well, I'm leaving you, baby. Catch the first thing smoking out of town. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. that lightning flashing far across the sky. My soul's a calling me and bidding you goodbye. 'Cause I'm leaving you, baby. Gonna catch a boxcar out of town. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. You'll be sitting crying, I'll be waving by. You'll be wondering why, and I'll be riding sighing. 'Cause I'm leaving you, baby, heading down the railroad track. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I ain't coming back. Gonna come the morning, missed upon the track. Go catch the freight train that I ain't coming back. 'Cause I'm leaving you, baby, gonna hobo out of town. And you'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. You'll be singing sad songs when you see I'm not around. Oh, there's lots of interesting. So, when you say stuff on camera, you've got to be careful what you say.
We can cut it out.
I like this story. And I'm going to use it, allegedly. We played a gig, and we used to play this gig once every second month in a capital city. And the band was hot then. It was when we were hot, you know, and it was the Scary Cats. And it was a good room, and you get at least 500 people in there jumping. This is in, like I said, one of the capitals a long way from here. But it used to go off. And then we'd get the gig, we'd get the accommodation, plus meals and everything like that. So they'd book you in the local motel, and sometimes we'd do Friday, Saturday there, sometimes we wouldn't. And this is a good lesson for young players. And I think back then we were probably $600 or $800 a night, I can't remember. But whatever it was, the owner of the venue came and saw me and he said, come here, what's up? He said, mate, that was just brilliant. Absolutely, you really kicked ass, you know. I'm going to pay you cash. I said, really? He goes, yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, thank you. And he said, matter of fact, you're getting a bonus. I was like, how good's that? So I went out and I divvied up all the money and I said, here's all our pay. And they're going, cash? Yeah, okay, cool. Because, you know, usually it was a check or EFT. And I said, and here's some fuel money for the cars. Because, you know, we travel in 3 cars, trailers and everything. And we were so wrapped. We were on a high all week for that, you know. Our band kicks ass. It's official now. About 2 months later, we pull up there, and you get to know the staff when you work at these venues. And one of the girls behind the bar said, hey, yeah, what's that? Did he pay you cash? Yeah. How did he pay you? I said, cash. Yeah, but what was it? I said, oh, all 50s. And she just shook her head. I said, why? He came in at the end of the night and he said, put all the 50s to one side. And she went, okay, why? Just put all the 50s over it. Put them in the tally, but don't put them in this column. Don't declare them. I said, okay, what's that about? Anyway, so he took all the 50s and he paid people like us. And the police had been in there and said, there's a guy in town with counterfeit 50s. So if you get any, they're probably not real. But we didn't know that, so we're walking in the shops and buying fuel and everything. He got rid of all his counterfeit money. And then I shook my head and like I said, this is an interview, so I just said, not nice. Are you ready? Walking down the but I don't wanna be here, don't wanna be here, don't wanna be here alone. But my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, my spirit's singing me back home. Yeah, my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, spirit is singing me back home. Yeah, my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, my spirit's singing me back home. And I don't wanna be here, don't wanna be here, don't wanna be here alone. So I keep on walking, keep on walking down that old dirt road. 'Cause the only way that, only way that, only way that I know, that my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, my spirit's singing me back home. And my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, my spirit's singing me back home. Yeah, my spirit is singing, spirit is singing, my spirit's singing me back home. I want to give some advice to musicians that I think people should know. And first bit of advice was Spike Edwards, Dave Edwards. Everyone's going to try and give you advice, and everyone's going to go, blah, 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 you should do this, don't do that. And he always said to me, take everything on board, but look who they are. And if this is where you want to be, listen to it. But if that's not where you want to be, ignore it, right? So someone says to you, don't play that song, play this song. And it's the uncle that everyone loves, and every time there's a wedding, 21st, whatever the hell, he plays music and everyone loves it. And that's it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I keep saying to people. Because if that's where he wants to be, I call that a successful musician. Because people ask me what successful musicians are, and they're really blown away by who I say, because they're exactly where they want to be. Okay? So take that on board. So listen to what people are saying to you, and then do your homework and go, oh yeah, okay, that's got some credit, but you know, like, not really what I want, not the path I want to go on. And the second bit of advice, which was really important to me, is I got to meet Johnny Johnson. Now Johnny Johnson is the guy who, in 1953, his lead guitarist quit the day before New Year's Eve, and he had big bands booked. And there was a young kid who works at the diner where he was at, who said, I can play guitar, I can play guitar, I can play. And Johnny Johnson said, he said, I work here, I listen to that jukebox every day, I know every song on that jukebox. And so Johnny was trying a rock in a hard place, and he said, okay then, we'll give you a go. And that kid played guitar, and he was fantastic. And Johnny Johnson said, do you want to join the band? He said, yeah. His name was Charles Berry. And the rest is history, as they say. And when I got to meet Johnny Johnson, I knew I was going to go and see him live, and I knew the venue, and I knew the manager because I'd played there. And I knew he liked cigars, so I bought a very expensive cigar, and I got a shot of whiskey. And I said, Johnny, can I have a chat with you? And he looked at the cigar, and he just went like this, tapped the chair. I thought, I got myself 15 minutes. And I just said, really appreciate what you do, love what you do, you're a big inspiration to me. Any advice? And I could see him size me up. And he looked at me and went, and I could see him go like, be good to your mother. Don't lie. And he looked at me and went, I think you're serious. And he said, Do your thing. Do your thing. Be you. He said, we were just a blues band. And everyone said, well, you guys are great, we're rock and roll. He said, we used to get the money, jump in the car and laugh and go, we're just a blues band. They all thought we were rock and roll. He said, do your thing, because there's only one you. And I never forgot that. And so I need people to know that, because a lot of people being told you should be more like her, you should be more like him. But they're already there, you know. But that gap in the market is you. You got trouble brewing deep inside your brain. You got traffic issues, girl, just driving me insane. You've been drinking whiskey, wash it all away. You've been drinking so much, girl, you can't tell night from day, because your trouble is what you are. But Lord, you don't back it down till you're dead in that body jar. You can boast your freedom, you can boast your friends, you can buy their friendship, but you cannot buy men's. You can fill your big bed, but you fill it full of dread. Can you buy acceptance when it's all been done and said? Because your trouble is what you are. Lord, you don't back it down till you're dead in that body jar. Don't like your morals, girl, don't like your friends. I don't like your actions, and I've no need to make amends. I'm gonna pack my bags, we'll be heading this way again. Yeah, you come home in the evening like a stray cat in the night. If you're not getting laid, it's just because you had a fight. Toss your head and walk by, ain't nothing to be said. Do you think this living, girl, when it's all been done and said? Because your trouble is what you are. Lord, you don't back it down till you're dead in that body jar. You got trouble brewing deep inside your brain. You got traffic issues, girl, and it's driving me insane. You've been drinking whiskey, wash it all away. You've been drinking so much, girl, you can't tell nights from days. Because your trouble is what you are. Lord, but you don't back it down till you're dead in that body jug.